All right, so I finally have access to this. I just saw announcements about it, about the o1 preview and mini models. And I want to take it for a spin, a test drive here on a rather simple task. And that task is, can it figure out how many letter R's there are in the word strawberry? So first off, I want to start off though with ChatGPT 4.0. All right, so I'll ask it, how many R's are there in strawberry? And I get back 2, which is interesting. Now, one possible explanation here is that maybe it thinks that I'm asking how many R's are there at the end of the word strawberry? Is there just 1 or is there 2? Perhaps that's the question it's answering. And I thought that might be what's going on here until I tried out some other words, because my other thought was perhaps it just has trouble with words that are commonly misspelled. So let's do this here. Let's open up a new chat window here. This time, I'm going to ask it, how many L's are there in the word palette? And even though I only included one L, and there's actually only one L, you can see it's responding with there's only 2. Just to confirm that. Yep, palette variations, of course. That's interesting, actually. The summary here with Brave, it also has the same problem here. It says palette with 2 distinct L's. Interesting. Or is it just saying that's a common misspelling? The correct spelling for the artistic word in color-related context is palette with 2 distinct L's. So actually, Brave's summary also has this problem. So that's interesting. So that made me wonder, if I come back here and take the original question, how many R's in strawberry, made me wonder, how would Llama 3 respond? So I'll use o1-mini here locally with Llama 3.1, and we'll just ask it the question, how many R's in the word strawberry? There are no R's in the word strawberry. Rounds are R's. I assume you mean the symbol in the word strawberry. Would you like to know how to spell it? No, that's not what I mean. How many of the letter R is there in the word strawberry, or are there in the words? Okay. There are 2 R's. Okay, let's ask it again. 3 R's. All right. Nope, there are 2 R's indeed. No, 3. I made another mistake. There are only 2 R's in the word strawberry. That's fantastic. Let's just do this for fun here. Let's try yet another model here. Let's see what else I have locally. Let's do Mistral here. And while that's starting up here, let me copy the original question. How many R's in strawberry? All right, let's paste that in. Does not contain the letter R or RS as their chemical structure. Okay, this is completely off base. Let's do this. Let's up arrow. Let's ask it the question, how many of the letter R are there in the word strawberry? See if we can get that time. See if we can get this one. 2 occurrences of the letter R. Specifically, it has 1 R in the middle of the word between the T and the W. Between the T and, okay, technically that's accurate. So it's calling out this R right here between the T and the A, but it said T and W. Okay. And another at the end before the final Y, which is correct as well, but there's actually 2 at the end before the final Y. In terms of its phonetic pronunciation, the first R is a flap sound, while the second R is a trill sound. Okay, interesting. Perhaps it's thinking about this phonetically and answering that there are 2 R's, like there are 2 parts of the word that contain R. So after seeing this with all of these models, it does lead me to believe that fundamentally this is some sort of a problem with how these models reason. So now let's do this. Let's come back over and let's see what we can do now if I open up a new window. This time, let's try ChatGPT and let's do, what do we have? We have o1-mini for faster at reasoning, and o1 preview uses advanced reasoning. Let's do that. And I'll Command K here to clear the screen so it doesn't have any previous history. And let's just ask it the very first question I asked, which is, how many R's in the word strawberry? Supposedly, this should get it right. Of course, I only get like 30 uses a week, so hopefully I don't have to try this very many times. All right, so there are 3 R's in the word strawberry. Looks good. Let's try switching models here to o1-mini. And let's open again in a new window here. Let's see if Mini can do this as well. All right, so this is o1-mini. It should be faster. All right, it has 3 R's in it. Okay, so both o1-mini and o1 preview, they both got it right. And interesting, when o1-mini did it here, it actually printed out each of the letters and marked each of them. That's interesting because the very first time I was trying this out here before I started recording the video, if I come over here, the last step here, when I originally asked 4.0, how many R's are there? It said there are 2. And I said, how did you come up with that? Because it was wrong. Well, I simply counted the number of letters, blah, blah, blah. So it appeared twice. And then I said, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Would you like me to break it down further? It said, and I said, yes. And then it gave me a breakdown here, similar to what you just saw with o1-mini. In fact, let's put these side by side here. So here on the right is with 4-0, and I was asking it about the number, and it kept getting it wrong, and it even asked if it'd like me to break it down. It did break it down, and you can see it only marked 2 of the letters. It didn't mark the second one here at the end, whereas o1-mini actually marked all 3. So yeah, I don't know what causes this. I think it's interesting though, just because both the word strawberry and palette, and I didn't show you that I did other words as well. I also did potato. I asked it how many E's in potato. This was 4-0. You can see it says there's 2 E's in the word potato, and I didn't even add an E when I spelled it. So that's really interesting. And then of course there was palette. And then I was looking up some commonly misspelled words. I also asked it how many Z's are in advisably, and I spelled advisably with an S, and it said there's 1 Z in advisably. I didn't include a Z though, and I don't think you actually can spell it with a Z. Maybe there's a British version of it that's with a Z. Maybe that's what it's referring to. So honestly, this was kind of shocking to me because in the past, when I have hallucinations I'm dealing with, usually a little bit of back and forth can get it cleared up, can get it to at least give me the right answer. In this case, it seems to so reliably, until the O models, it seems to so reliably get the question wrong. It really leads me to wonder perhaps what else am I missing that it is reliably getting wrong? I think this is an important subject because one skill set that I think people have to develop is the ability to understand when they can trust a response versus when you should actually go out and verify the response is correct, or what parts of a response do you want to verify is correct. I think it's definitely a soft skill that you have to develop so you can take advantage of a really efficient search process, in my opinion, which is what these models are, while at the same time making sure you're not leading yourself down the wrong road. Before I wrap up here, I wanted to point out, if you come up to where it says thought for a few seconds, you can expand this. And if you do so on o1-mini, you can see the first thing it does here, it counts letters. So this is the first attempt it's making. And it says, I'm telling the letters R in strawberry from left to right. And it says, after careful inspection, it actually says there's only 2. Interesting though, the next step in the process here, it's counting letters again, I guess. I'm not certain, or verifying it. And in this case, it's mapping out the number of R's. And in this case, it comes up with 3 R's. I don't know what's different between the 2 steps. Perhaps the second step here is able to reflect on the first. And so perhaps that's how it comes up with the right answer. And so that was o1-mini's reasoning. Oh, and you can also see it says thought for a few seconds versus o1-preview, which said it took 5 seconds, so a little bit longer. However, in this case, you can see first up, it's counting instances. It's explaining that each R will be tallied to reach a final count. So it didn't actually make a guess here in the first step. It's basically creating a plan, and then I assume it's executing on it, identifying letter counts. And it said it found the R in positions 3, 8, and 9. So it's counting 3 instances. Almost makes me wonder if it's running some sort of code here. And anyways, that's how it comes up with the correct response in this case. So you have this little reasoning history you can expand out to see the steps that it took. All right, so that's it for now. Let me know in the comments down below, do you have any other situations besides letters in a word or spelling of words? Do you have any other situations where the models are reliably getting it wrong? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments down below.